Hey guys, it's Brittany with Find Your Fierce Coaching, and I'm coming to you live here on a Friday evening, and I want to bring to you the third episode of the Be Your Own Advocate series that I've been doing. And so tonight I really want to talk a little bit about, just briefly, some holistic versus modern medicine approaches, because a lot of people are really on the fence one way or the other, and I think that the important thing that I've learned is that there's a great combination when you use both of them. Certain holistic approaches work really well, and there are definitely some things that we're lacking in modern medicine. But then I also believe that they can be used together with modern medicine to give you optimal results for your health. I do definitely think we're a society that relies a lot on medicines, and big pharma is a pretty recent common concern for a lot of people, and I totally understand why. I mean, it does feel like you go to the doctors and they want to just prescribe you this and prescribe you that, and this medicine that you're going to be on for the rest of your life, like, it's cool, it has these horrible side effects, but you got to do it. That's what we know, that's what works. But the unfortunate part is there's a whole world of holistic medicine, or Eastern, a lot of Chinese holistic approaches that are just completely left out. And when you're dealing with something that is potentially a lifelong disease or disorder, I am definitely not somebody who wants to be on medicine for the rest of my life. I don't want to be on any. I apologize for that. I'm back. I don't want to be on an antidepressant for my whole life. I don't want to be somebody that is taking medicine for my thyroid forever, or taking, any kind of daily pills for the rest of my life that have serious side effects that the medical community knows about. But, there are times where they try to weigh that out and say, but, you could deal with these symptoms or this medicine. You get to pick your poison. But realistically, there's a whole world out there for holistic healing that it's untapped. And so I think the most important part for being your own advocate is determining what you're willing to live with. What is the bottom line for you? Are you willing to be on a medicine forever, or are you willing to try some maybe hippie approaches, I guess, for lack of a better word? Because there's a lot of things out there that can relieve chronic diseases. There's a lot of methods, oils, acupuncture, chiropractic is not really like a holistic, I guess, like ancient or anything, but it's a lot of untapped areas of development, herbs and things like that we don't even consider in our journey to becoming healthier people, honestly. And we need to be more mindful and understand that just because a drug worked for somebody else who maybe had some similar symptoms to us, or just because a holistic approach worked for somebody else, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Everybody is different. Literally every body, every symptom inside of every person is different, and so your approach may not be what your doctor prescribes, or maybe somebody's had really great success with essential oils, but it didn't work for you. That's okay. There's not a wrong approach, unless the only wrong approach is to not be owning it. If it's not something you're comfortable with, don't do it. If it's not something that you can live with, then don't partake in it. If it's, if it's not vaccinating your children, if you don't want to live with the potential side effects, don't do it. If you want to make sure your children are vaccinated, then do it. It has to be right for you, for your body, for your family. At the end of the day, that is the only, right approach is, maybe it's mixing holistic medicine with modern medicine. There are, like I said, so many untapped approaches. We are so prone to just pop a pill for something, and without any consideration for the side effects. Case in point, the thing that, by the way, is still not healing on my arm. We're like over a month, like 5 weeks out from that, and it's still not healed. which would all be one of those, if you've seen episode 1, where I talked about, in addition to my thyroid, my new doctor also prescribed ordered a blood test for a blood clotting, it's not really a blood clotting disease, but a genetic blood clotting disorder where my blood doesn't clot appropriately. And one of the symptoms of that is like the inability to heal wounds. So we'll see how that, all plays out. But I thought that was the best option. I never even looked at side effects. And realistically, there's a lot of other methods that don't include taking a pill or putting a foreign object in your body or getting a shot every 3 months. But we're so keen to just do what everybody else is doing because, it works, right? But we have to do what's best for our own body. So research holistic approaches to diseases or disorders that you're living with, or look at and see the combination of what some short-term medicine with long-term holistic approaches can do for your body, because we are literally living in a time where doing something naturally is like all of a sudden like you're weird. No, they're researchers, okay? So somebody on your timeline, somebody that you're friends with, that you're Facebook friends with, people you work with, whatever, if they're doing something that's holistic, don't just shoot them down, okay? Maybe they're not taking the approach that you would take, but the beauty in, each of us having our own journey in life is that you can decide what's best for you. So if holistic is not down your alley, then see the previous 2 videos I've made on this topic and research the crap out of some resources that you can get your hands on to take care of yourself in a medical sense. If you're somebody who needs a diagnosis and then you want to research and go holistic, do it, because there are benefits to both sides of this. There's no one side is right and one side is wrong, okay? There are times that holistically it doesn't work. There are things that just haven't worked for me, or have had short-term effects, short-term positive effects, and then, that has waned. So doing what's best for you is researching whether or not there are holistic approaches that you're willing to take and weighing those out with the, side effects or other, things that are associated with long-term medication. Similar things with short-term medication. Are there things that, that you can do to get rid of a cold or to deal with allergies versus, going to Meijer or your local grocery store and just like taking everything off the shelf in the cold and flu section? Because we don't know the long-term effects of some of these medicines. There are new medicines coming out every day that are supposed to cure things and take care of stuff, but we don't know what those effects even are, because these new medicines, they're not being tested for long-term effects yet. They are being tested for current, like, oh yeah, it gets rid of this, it gets rid of that, it heals this. But who are you going to be in 40 years down the road? I would rather, be open to some holistic medicine approaches that have been around in other countries for, hundreds of years that don't have long-term effects, and, use that in correlation with modern medicine to heal myself. And I think that you should definitely look into taking a more active approach into your own health and journey to being the healthiest version of yourself, and look into some things that maybe you used to scoff your head at, like, no, not for me, but maybe it is for you. You just you haven't realized it. Investigate, research. The biggest thing about being your own advocate is just researching. I've had a lot of friends in the holistic, very into holistic medicine, and I have really started to move our family, our little family of 2, over into some more holistic stuff. But there are times I have found that, okay, that did not work. I still don't feel good, and I've got to go get medicine. And that's okay too. There's no wrong way to approach medicine unless you're just completely ignoring your body. So there's my little PSA for you guys, my episode 3 on holistic medicine versus modern medicine, and hopefully there's, I've said something in here to spark a interest in you to maybe take a little bit more control of your health and being your own advocate and finding out the perfect, balance of holistic approaches with modern medicine in yourself. And I appreciate everyone hopping on and viewing the video, and I can't wait to come to you tomorrow with my final installment of the Be Your Own Advocate, where we are going to talk about just never giving up. So have a wonderful evening, and thanks for hopping on.